Hey you guys, what's up? This is Brandon, and this is my reaction to WatchMojo.com's top 20 best wrestlers of the century so far. Now, this is not, a wrestling channel, and this is a variety channel, but this just happened to be a wrestling video for WatchMojo's latest video, so I'm going to react to it. Their top 20 best wrestlers of the century so far. I'm going to tell you who I think is the best wrestler of the century so far. And I'm going to say, it may be a controversial opinion, but there's no denying how popular the guy was in the WWE, and that's John Cena. He was the best wrestler of the last 10 years. Wait, century is... Wait, hold on. Century is 100 years, right? That's of the century. Yeah. Let me double check what century is, because I don't know, but if it's like the last 10 years, the John Cena. But of the century, I'm not sure. But I'm excited to see this list. I know Cena will be on there somewhere. Roman Reigns will be on there somewhere. Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, those kind of people. Undertaker. Excuse me. They will all be on there. So let's do this reaction right now, shall we? Here we go.
Hey guys, Ashley here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 wrestlers of the century so far. That's right, for this list we're going to be ranking the wrestlers who started their careers at or around the turn of the century. So for fairness, legends like Stone Cold, The Rock and Chris Jericho will be left off this list. We'll also be saving female wrestlers for another list.
Okay,
Can we maybe leave out your favorite? Let us know in those comments below. Number 20, Adam Cole. Pro wrestling fans love
Adam Cole, baby! Had to be on the list.
to pontificate about the next big thing. Those once-in-a-lifetime performers who help push the business forward for a new generation. Adam Cole might be one of those wrestlers.
Love him.
Favorable comparisons to Shawn Michaels fit the athletic and charismatic Cole like a glove, but his success in the squared circle is really much more. For starters, the former NXT champion and current AEW star knows how to tell a story in the ring. He's also effortless on the mic,
Undisputed Era back together in
willing
AEW.
to put his body on the line to deliver a 5-star match. Simply stated, Adam Cole is the future. Number 19,
Number 19.
Finn Balor. It does.
Finn Balor is number 19. All right, I like that. Finn Balor.
Matter whether Finn Balor was in NXT,
I like Finn Balor. I like calling him Finn Balor.
Back in Japan, he can always be counted on to connect with his audience. Balor just possesses a magnetism, one that translates equally as both a babyface and a heel. Longtime fans will likely point to his founding of the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling as a career highlight, but Balor has also delivered standout matches in the more commercial product of WWE. Granted, his time on the injured list after becoming the first Universal Champion was a bummer and definitely stunted his push, but we're always rooting for this Demon Prince every time he hits the ring. Number 18, the Bastard Pac.
I don't know about that one. I mean, I like Neville. Or Pac, sorry, Pac. But, I mean, top 20 best wrestlers of the century? I don't know about that one, but okay.
We're not saying that the Bastard can't play a babyface, but he truly shined when he debuted on AEW television as a tough, no-nonsense heel. His moveset feels intensely physical, even when he takes to the air, while his promos seethe with a palpable menace. His current membership in Death Triangle has seen Pac take more of a dark face role rather than full heel, which works really well in presenting the man that gravity forgot as a legitimate badass. Number 17, Roman Reigns.
Okay, I would have thought Roman Reigns would have been a lot higher on this list, man. I would have thought he would have been, but okay. But the Tribal Chief, recently, he's been doing great stuff. I love Roman Reigns. There used to be a time when I couldn't stand Roman Reigns. I could not stand the bro. But now, I love him. Dude's doing amazing stuff.
It took a while for Roman Reigns to turn heel, but when that moment finally came, man, was it worth the wait.
Oh, it was worth the wait. It was so awesome.
Gimmick fits perfectly, protecting
Yeah, it
the
does.
character's unstoppable aura while also giving the
That's why
audience
Paul Heyman should be head of creative.
the fact that Roman's real-life family, the Usos, were also folded into the storyline just gave it that much more pathos. In the meantime, Roman is arguably doing the best work of his career as a heel,
Yeah, he is.
putting
Yeah, he
in
is.
great matches and telling worthwhile stories, while never coming across as an unstoppable force, keeping younger talent down. We humbly bear witness. Number 16, Tetsuya Naito.
I don't know who Tetsuya Naito is. I'm sorry. I don't watch the Independent. I'm sorry.
Recent
I'm
years
sorry.
has seen the
I don't know who it
country's
is.
modern profile cross over in a
Sorry.
major way around the world. No longer is Japanese wrestling history the subject of a small network of VHS tape traders, but rather stars like Tetsuya Naito are becoming household names everywhere
Or if
they
it's New
go.
Japan, I'm sorry, I don't
Why
watch that. Not
As the
Indies,
leader
but New
of Los
Japan. I'm sorry,
Ingobernables
I don't watch
Double
that.
Ball, Naito finally reached the top of the mountain in 2020 when he became New Japan's Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion over the course of 2 nights at Wrestle Kingdom 14. Validation?
Okay.
Sure, but it was also well-deserved after years of kicking ass and taking names. Number 15, Randy Orton. They're 3 of the most dangerous letters in the pro wrestling alphabet. RKO.
RKO,
Truth be
yeah.
told, we're still not over seeing
RKO stands for Randall Keith Orton and for Randy Knockout.
Randy Orton's killer finishing move over and over again. Oh sure, we know that it's basically a modified version of DDP's Diamond Cutter, but the fact that Orton continually finds new and exciting ways to hit the move keeps us on the edge of our collective seats. Beyond this, Orton is also something of an underrated workhorse, a man who knows
Yeah, he
the
is.
business inside out, thanks to his father, Cowboy Bob Orton. A match with Orton is physical, intense, and perhaps best of all, safe, because the Viper quite
Yep.
simply knows what he's doing in the ring. Number 14, Hangman Adam
Hangman
Page.
Adam Page.
Everyone loves a feel
I don't watch that much AEW, but I like Hangman Adam
fans
Page.
got when Hangman Adam Page achieved the rare feat of a clean win over Kenny Omega at AEW Full Gear 2021. Page's in-ring style is something of an update to the classic Smash Mouth style, an approach that balances elegance and physicality. His finishers, the Buckshot Lariat and Deadeye Piledriver, look great and harken back to the Southern wrestling greats. But Page can also move quickly and work the ropes, making him a great mix of old and new school. Number 13, Brock Lesnar.
Wow. I would have thought Brock Lesnar would have been higher on the list too. The Beast Incarnate? Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine.
Him or hate him, there's no denying that everyone stands
Unlucky
up
number 13.
and takes notice when Brock Lesnar hits the ring. And we mean any ring, in fact, since the next big thing has dominated in WWE, New Japan, and MMA over the years. We're particularly fond of Lesnar's early, hungrier work in the WWE, particularly his matches against Kurt Angle. We also love that magical moment when Brock put Eddie Guerrero over at No Way Out 2
Yep.
for the WWE Championship. More than anything,
That was
though,
awesome.
we're just consistently in awe over how physical Lesnar gets in the ring, while consistently upping the ante of his stock as a main eventer. Number 12, Kota Ibushi.
Kota, I know
You can
who
get a
Ibushi
head rush
is.
trying to rattle off all of Kota Ibushi's myriad accomplishments in the world of professional wrestling. He's basically made of gold at this point, having held tag team and championship gold in such promotions as New Japan and the DDT promotion from Tokyo. Fans in the States will likely recall Ibushi from his memorable performance at WWE's Cruiserweight Classic tournament in 2016. But trust us when we say that you gotta check out his other work. Ibushi's ability to meld effortless high-flying with bone-crushing strikes and physicality makes him a total package type of wrestler, truly a legend
true.
in his own time. Number 11, Seth Rollins.
Seth
The Ring of
freaking
Honor
Rollins.
promotion may be on hiatus.
He's higher than
but
Roman, though?
longtime fans can recall the incredible
Seth Rollins is higher than Roman though? I mean, he's a better wrestler than Roman, but he's higher than Roman though? Okay, I don't know about that.
proving ground ROH provided for a generation of young stars. Seth Rollins was one of those professionals, wrestling under the name Tyler Black before moving to NXT and eventually the WWE main roster. His work alongside Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in The Shield helped define mainstream tag team wrestling during the era,
Yeah, dude.
while his heist of the century Money in the Bank cash-in at WrestleMania 31 for the WWE World Championship
That was
has
awesome.
become the stuff of legend.
Yes,
Rollins
it
turns
has. That was
high-flying into an art, while also demonstrating an incredible aptitude for ring psychology. He's just one of the all-time best. Number 10, Will Ospreay.
Will
Fans who
Ospreay.
follow global pro wrestling
Don't know who
naturally
that is, I'm
have their
sorry.
attention divided
Sorry.
largely between countries like Japan, Mexico, and the USA. But there's also an incredibly vibrant and exciting world of wrestling in the United Kingdom. Companies like Progress, Revolution Pro, and NXT's UK division consistently drive home the notion of British wrestling to the masses, proving its greatness year after year. Will Ospreay is one of the performers doing just this year after year, thanks to his daring acrobatic style. The term high-flying doesn't even do the technique of Ospreay justice. His work in the ring frankly defies the term and begs for something new to describe the hand-over-mouth, jaw-dropping moves that this man performs. Will Ospreay turns it into an art. Number 9, Jon Moxley.
Jon
Talk
Moxley.
about greener pastures.
So Dean Ambrose is above Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? I don't know who's making this list, bro, but I don't think it's a wrestling fan. Just my opinion. I'd put Roman Reigns above both of them. Yes, they are better in-ring performers than Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns overall, I feel like he should be above these guys. That's just me.
We're not going to sit here and say that we didn't love Jon Moxley when he was performing as Dean Ambrose in the WWE. His work with The Shield, as we've already mentioned, was formative, although his run as the world champion felt too transitional and rushed. A new rebranded Jon Moxley would eventually make his way to AEW, where he quickly rose to the top after targeting people like Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. At this point, Mox has nothing to prove. A pure brawler with chaotic charisma and mic skills that make the audience feel like basically anything could happen, because it usually does. Number 8, John Cena. What else can we say?
John Cena is 8? John Cena is 8? He's one of the best of the century for sure, but he's 8? Okay.
A big match John. The Doctor of Thugonomics may have started in the late 90s in the indie scene, but there's no denying how much this century's wrestling landscape has been influenced by John Cena. Is Cena's
That's
never
true.
give up
That's
credo,
true.
unstoppable babyface persona, and simple but effective moveset comparable to 80s era Hulk Hogan? Well, perhaps, but Cena's legacy is much more than that. He's a lightning rod, a public face for the business who's also, dare we say, underrated in the ring. Cena knows storytelling, and he knows when to call audibles. To watch him work is to watch a master painter change his mind mid-stroke,
Yeah, I guess
all
so.
the while creating a piece of art that's simultaneously universal and creatively satisfying. Number 7, CM Punk. We wish we have been in the United Center Arena for AEW's The First Dance event.
Yeah, when he came
just to
back,
measure
oh
the decibel
my
level on
God.
display when CM Punk made his
That was
long-awaited
amazing.
return to professional wrestling. Grown men wept with incredulous joy
Yeah.
as the
There was a dude crying in the audience, and the camera zoomed in on him. That's how much people wanted CM Punk to come back. It was an amazing moment. I'll never forget it.
voice of the voiceless turned to a deafening response. Why? Because we remember how much CM Punk meant to us during the height of his creative powers in the WWE. Punk was a breath of fresh air during a time which often felt mightily stale, an athletic and believable storyteller in the ring, and an undisputed master on the mic. Heel, face, Punk could do it all, and the AEW faithful welcomed him back with open arms. Number 6, Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle,
is
yep.
another wrestler who made his debut in the late 90s, but whose quality of work peaked sharply during the new millennium. Angle's real-life wrestling pedigree and epic heroics were well documented before he joined the company, and he served up the perfect sort of annoying heel character
The next one will be Edge,
fans
probably.
to hate. Angle took to pro wrestling like a duck to water, not only excelling at the physical ends of things, but also for creating storylines that were unafraid of silliness and self-parody. Seriously, the image of Angle wearing that tiny cowboy hat alongside
Yeah, that
Stone
was
Cold
funny.
Steve Austin cracks us up to this day. Number 5, Hiroshi Tanahashi. When you're the
Okay.
best at your field, you don't really have to seek out work. Work comes to you. This is certainly the case with Hiroshi Tanahashi, since this gold star standard has consistently redefined what it means to be a pro wrestler. His title reigns have crisscrossed continents for promotions like New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, and Mexico's historic Lucha Libre institution, CMLL. His moveset is believable and hard-hitting, melding real-life grappling and boxing moves alongside traditional wrestling staples like splashes and suplexes. If you've never experienced a Hiroshi Tanahashi match for yourself, then we highly
haven't.
suggest you seek out his work pronto. Number 4, AJ Styles. As we've
Yep,
discussed,
AJ
it's not
Styles,
for a
okay.
wrestler to cut their teeth and make their name in another promotion before taking that recognition to the main stage of the WWE. AJ Styles is one of those performers, creating a legend for himself in Japan, but also as a stalwart member of Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA. Styles is the total package in the athletic sense, but he also possesses that all-important ability to make all of his opponents, even the worst ones, look good. Seriously, it's not unfair to say that at this point, that if you can't have a good match with AJ Styles, then you can't have a good match at all. Number 3,
Yeah.
Kazuchika Okada. Exploring
Okada?
the world of Japanese
Don't know who that
wrestling
is,
can be
sorry.
a daunting prospect for the uninitiated, but we have one name that could serve as a great entry point for those seeking to dip their toes in fresh water, Kazuchika Okada. Specifically, we want to point out his series of matches with Kenny Omega in New Japan Pro Wrestling for proof of Okada's greatness. Their matches at Dominion and Wrestle Kingdom 11 are regarded by many as some of the finest pro wrestling matches of all time, while Okada's other feuds with Hiroshi Tanahashi and AJ Styles were also incredible. The Rainmaker has style to spare, but also hits hard and can connect with the audience or keep them at arm's length. Okada is in total control at all times. Number 2, Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson.
It's become almost a
Yeah, I agree with that. Bryan Danielson is definitely up there, man, and he revolutionized kind of wrestling because everybody does that yes chant. They still do it to this day.
expected at this point for former WWE stars to eventually make their way to what's quickly becoming the new promised land of AEW. Bryan Danielson is the latest of these big names to make this transition, as the man previously known as Daniel Bryan has returned to the sport that made him a star. What's great about Danielson's AEW run is how he's been unafraid to work as both a babyface and heel, showing no fear about alienating the audience who once cheered him during the Yes movement. At the end of the day, however, Bryan is just a fantastic wrestler, a born striker who isn't afraid to take some serious bumps for the sake of telling a story. Before we get to our number 1 pick, here's some honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, alright.
Bobby Lashley, from
Bobby
wrestling
Lashley?
to MMA and back again.
Okay.
Drew McIntyre, a feel-good success story.
Yeah, it does.
Shingo Takagi, IWGP World Champion. Cody Rhodes went all in with AEW. Darby Allin, the new People's Champion.
Okay.
Keith Lee, big men shouldn't be able to move this quick.
Yeah.
Cesaro, strength beyond strength. Kevin Owens, great heel, great face, great wrestler. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe
What's
to
the
our
number
channel
one pick?
and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Kenny Omega. What goes into making a great professional wrestler?
I don't know about that one, boys. I don't know about that one. Like, I've never been a huge fan of Kenny Omega. I've known who he is. I've seen his wrestling matches, and yes, he could put on a 5-star match with the paper bag. But top wrestler of the century, I don't know about that one, boys and girls. But it's their opinion, so I'll let them have it.
using dangerous physical activity at an expert level, telling a story and capturing the audience's imagination, creating a character with depth, heart, and soul. Well, the best of the best will do all of these things, and the best of the best is Kenny Omega. The cleaner works at an elite level and has done so for far longer than some other wrestlers have had entire careers. Omega has been something of a journeyman, performing for numerous promotions over the years, sometimes at the same time. What can we say? The best is always in high demand, and with Kenny Omega, you always get your money's worth. Do you agree with our picks?
Yeah.
Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified.
Alright. I don't know about this one, folks. I mean, the list was good. I don't know about Kenny Omega being the top wrestler of the century. I'd have put like Cena, Roman, Punk, somebody up there, but not Kenny Omega. That's just my opinion, and I might get some hate for it. Bring it on. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna sit there with your bag of Cheetos and type on the computer. That's all you gonna do. But that's my reaction to top 20 best wrestlers of the century so far. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if this is your first time viewing, please click that subscribe button for more. This is Brandon. Thanks for watching. Peace.